Okay, so as promised in my last video on how to make pasta, which I will put the link in the box below, and I have some lovely big fresh pasta sheets hanging out back here ready to be used. I am going to make some ravioli, and I'm going to make a crab ravioli for you. Really simple. And this is the sort of thing where it really is worth making your own pasta because this is delicious. It's one of my favourite dishes. And what I have here to start with, so first of all we're going to start by making the filling for the crab ravioli. Very simple filling. What I have here is 200 grams of fresh white crab meat. This is so delicious. We get this from our local fishmonger, Rex Goldsmith, who's up in Chelsea Green, the Chelsea fishmonger. I think it comes from the Cornish Crab Company, and it's really yummy. I ate half a pot of it with a glass of wine for lunch the other day, just straight out of the pot. So we have 200 grams of that. We're going to add to that, well, let's work down. 200 of that, 100 grams of cream cheese. This is full fat cream cheese for this, please. And 50 grams of breadcrumbs. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. The breadcrumbs are just going to help give it body and keep it from being too wet, because too wet a filling is going to come out of the pasta. You need something that holds its shape a little bit. And I'm also adding, this is just the green part of 2 spring onions, finely chopped. You could use chives if you wanted to. They'd work just as well. I just happened to have some spring onions and didn't want them to go to waste. So give this all a mix together. Right, ooh. And I'm already getting breadcrumbs everywhere. It's a good start. Might have to mash down the cream cheese a little bit. Okay, so once you've given that a good mix, let's give it a taste. Mmm. Yummy. Throw those breadcrumbs away. Sorry, I did just put my dirty spoon back in, but it's only being eaten by me and Ted, so I think he can forgive a little bad hygiene. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is set up to show you how to make ravioli. So I'm going to change the camera angle and come really close in so you can see exactly what we're doing. Okay, so we are ready to go. What I have here over to the side are some lovely sheets of fresh pasta and our crab mix here. And I also have a beaten egg with pastry brush, which we'll need later. I have some spoons to spoon the mixture out. I'm actually using a melon baller to scoop the mixture out, just to keep a consistency and make sure that each portion is the same. And we're not quite fancy enough for actual cutters in this household, so I have a glass to cut out my pasta. So first of all, what I'm going to do is take a sheet of fresh pasta and take my crab mix. I'm going to scoop out a portion, and down we go onto the sheet. Now you want to make sure to leave plenty of room around the edges. So unfortunately when you make ravioli, there's no real way around it. There will be some pasta sheet wastage, but that's just par for the course. Another little pile here. That's a bit of a scraggly pile. Just top up. Whoops. Actually, rather than, I was going to top that one up to make it as big as that one, but I think I'm actually just going to squeeze this one in instead. Just trying to make them relatively consistent. Might actually be slightly easier to do. Nope. Thought it might be slightly easier to do in my hands, but nope. Definitely a spoon is needed to help scoop that out. Shape it together. Sometimes I find the filling comes out really beautifully and plops down, and sometimes you have to play about with it a little bit, but you will get there. So on this one, I'm actually only going to fit, how many have we got here? 5 onto this one, but it'll be good enough for me to show you what we need to do. So bring them in from the edges. So they're quite narrow, you've got plenty of room around the edges. Next, now with my fish covered hands, take your pastry brush and your egg, and what you want to do is brush all around and right up to your little balls of the crab mixture. Okay, looking good. So now what you're going to do is take another sheet of pasta and lay it gently over the top. And now, starting from the middle, you want to seal the pasta around your little balls. Oh, ignore my phone going off in the background. Here we go. So, I'm going to start with one here, and just what you want to do is try and expel as much air as possible and create a little neat parcel which just has the ball of pasta in. So do this one. So start from the back so that the air can be pushed out as you go round. And this little one. Don't worry, this can take a little bit of practice to get right. So don't worry if it's a bit fiddly, you find it a bit fiddly at first. So we're basically there. All I'm going to do now is really go around each one really, really well with my fingers, pressing that pasta together. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my glass and just centre it over the pasta and give it a good squash. And then as you take your little ravioli out, again, just to be really sure, I like to go around the edges and give them another good push all around to make sure you've got a really, really great seal going on there. And then all you're going to do after that is I leave them to air dry for at least 20 minutes, because if you don't leave them to air dry, that egg hasn't set and it might not have sealed and dried that seal around the edge. So it's all about keeping the filling nice and dry from the pasta water when you cook it. So leave them to air dry for at least 20 minutes and then cook in a pan of boiling water, and they would literally just take 1 to 2 minutes to be done. That's all they're going to need. And I like to serve mine with a recipe that I'm going to put in the bottom down below. I'll write it down below, in some Pernod and lemon butter. So what I do is I take 50 grams of butter, and to that I add a generous tablespoon of Pernod and a generous tablespoon of lemon zest, which has been finely grated, and I let that bubble away in a pan, in a frying pan, without it browning too much, just until the butter just starts to brown and the lemon zest just starts to brown. And then I slosh that over the cooked crab ravioli and top with a little bit of fresh green salad, like some pea shoots or something like that, as you'll see from the photo that I'm going to put with this. And that is it. Here are our little crab raviolis. I hope you enjoy. They are really satisfying to make themselves. They are one of my favourite dishes. I absolutely love them. So give them a try, and I'll try and come down and say bye.